First thing, good evening. So happy to see you all, right? And I hope you will enjoy this workshop a lot and you will learn few concepts which we use usually like AI and machine learning. What it is all about, we'll get to know, right? And this workshop is organized by MindChamp in association with Peggy Wright, right? And I am Varsha Kaushik, your educator from MindChamp, and we'll be exploring this new world today. I previously told you, you all need to be on mute. So because so many people are there, everybody will speak on. Then it won't be possible for me to tell you what I am here to tell you. Okay. So when we talk about AI, okay. So everywhere we are listening AI, machine learning. Everybody keeps on saying. So we wonder what is AI. So when you hear these AI or artificial intelligence, it's an abbreviation. AI is an abbreviation which means artificial intelligence. Two words are there, right? So when two words come, the individual words have certain meaning, right? So artificial and intelligence, right? So artificial means which is not natural. We know that. Artificial juice, artificial things, they are not natural. Artificial plants. And intelligence means what? Intelligence means knowledge, which we use to perform a certain task. If we have knowledge of if we have knowledge of something, we can do that activity easily, right? But if we don't have, it will be difficult for us. So our machines are not intelligent, and through artificial intelligence, we are giving them power to think and to respond or to we can say execute a task or perform a task. That's the whole concept of AI. So I'll be discussing few examples wherein you will get to know how AI works. Okay. So human intelligence, how human intelligence works? Artificial intelligence, right? So artificial means thing which is not natural, and intelligence means the knowledge which we use to perform a task. So let's take a simple example. When you for the first time get a remote control car, what happens? You don't know how to, when you're small, right? You don't know how to operate that car. It gets difficult for you. Or sometimes you just hit and trial, do the hit and trial, try to press one button or the other and get to know how to do it, right? Or your parents or your brothers or siblings tell you how to operate that car, right? And then you keep on practicing. Every day you are practicing that. You're working on that and you like playing it. So in the process, what is going on? Just think of it. In the process, your mind is getting the knowledge that how to operate that car. It is feeding that data on its own because we have brain. Every time you're running that car, it gets into your mind how to operate that. You're learning in the process. But our machines don't have that brain. That's the problem with them, right? So what we are doing naturally, that is human intelligence. We are getting the data in the form of our practice which we are giving to our mind. Our mind is practicing the same thing again and again and again, and then without even seeing that remote, we just operate it just like this. We don't need to see it again and again and that get what to do next, how to move that car, right? So every time we are just going on naturally. It comes to us naturally because we have brain. But at the end, what is going on? We are training our brain with the data, with the information, how to do that. So that's how human intelligence works, right? But machines don't have it. So what we are doing, we will train our machine so that we will train our machine with lots of data, so that it gets to know and predict the pattern. Okay, next what will happen? It can predict because of the data that we are training it with. If you train your machine with a bad data, it will respond badly. If you train your machine with a good data, it will respond good in a good manner, right? So it's like similarly, you have seen certain kids who are unruly, like they shout, they do certain things which are not permitted in public, right? And some are well behaved. So their training are different. That's the reason they are behaving differently. So that's the thing about AI. So AI goes with machine learning. So what is machine learning? Like humans learn, machines also learn through data. Okay, is this point clear? Anyone has any doubt in this? How your machine is learning? We are giving it data, we are giving it information how to do a particular task again and again and again, and we are training it. Like we train something in this similar manner, like we train ourselves also. In the similar manner, machine is also trained using data. Okay, is that clear? Okay, so have you seen somewhere, you think you have encountered AI anywhere? Put your answers on chat. Have you seen AI or encountered or have used something which is AI enabled? Let's go over here. So this AI, the term was coined way back in 1956 by scientist known as John McCarthy. It's not new. It's not a concept which has started just few days back, because we are hearing it more. It's not new at all. Okay, it was coined in 1955, way back, right? And then in 1969 a robot was built, Shaky. It was a successful robot. Like it can shake its body without even humans instructions, right? And then in 1997 a supercomputer was built, Deep Blue. So that supercomputer, what it did, the chess champion, chess is a game and it requires a lot of brain. So there was a supercomputer named Deep Blue. When we play games on laptop these days, one party is computer and one party is us. Similarly, it was a game between a machine and a human, and that time Garry Kasparov was the world chess champion. Deep Blue defeated Garry Kasparov because it was trained with so much of data of how to take the moves if the other person is playing. Okay, so then in 2002 one vacuum cleaner named Roomba. Nowadays also you must be seeing it on Amazon, is there on Amazon, on Netflix. When you watch certain movies and all, in between you see ads. So Roomba is a machine, so it's an intelligent machine. So it's a vacuum cleaner. When you set the time, like you have to start at this time, it gets out of its station where it is parked and then cleans the house and then gets to its own place, and it works intelligently without human instructions. Okay, and then from 2005 until now we are in developing stage in terms of when we talk about AI. We are in very small, we are moving in small baby steps because it's very complex thing, right? So speech recognition, image recognition, all these things, smart homes. Then you must have you must have used Alexa or Google Nest, or best example, when we see our Gmail, right? There is a category called primary, then social, then promotions. Over there also AI is working. How? With the data, the kind of data that Google is having. On basis of that, it classifies your mail on its own into primary, social, or promotion, and it keeps on learning. So let's say for the first time you get a mail in spam, but it was a useful mail for you. You shift it back to primary, and again you get it in the spam, again you shift it. So from the next time you will get in primary only. You will not get in spam. Why so? Google will learn with time that this is an important mail for this person. That's the reason it is shifting it from spam to primary. Okay. So this is how the thing is going on. Like machine keeps on learning with the data that it is provided. If you have Google Home or Nest or Alexa, just try to talk to them, try to teach them Hindi. So for the first time you will say happiness means khushi. So next time when you say khushi, it will tell me khushi in English. It will tell you that it means happiness. You can train your machine. Every day you train it with data, it keeps on learning again and again and again. Right? Okay. And other places also, like when you type on Google search, all of you use nowadays, it's mandatory, like everybody of you are doing online classes, right? So when you write on write on Google search bar browser, what happens? Let's say we type Apple. So it will check on its backend, it will check whether you are trying for something, you are trying to find out some nutritional value or some food details, or you are trying to get some information about laptops or mobiles. It checks your previous search, and basis of previous search it tells you what is the thing that you need to see. So it will give the related data. So if you have done a nutritional value or something related to food search, it will show you about Apple food. Otherwise, what it will tell you? About Apple company, which sells laptops, phones, etc. Right? Over there also, machine is learning, and according to its data, it is giving you the output. Okay, so the whole thing is revolving around data. If we give good data, it will give you good results. It will categorize your thing or make the decisions according to whatever the data you have fed it into, right? So the whole thing is playing around data. Okay, what is the first machine that you can see on this doing? Tell me, fast.
It is cleaning the floor.
Okay, so it's a maze solver. You put it on the maze, which is drawn on the floor. It traces the maze and tries to solve it. So wherever it is stuck, it goes back and then try to solve it again. Okay. What second person is doing, and who is he? So Vishwanathan Anand, he is the world chess champion of India, and we are too proud of him. So he is playing chess. Okay, we don't know whether with human or with machine. Okay, what is the next thing doing? So third one is the machine which is playing chess. You can see it is holding the pawn, right? By seeing all these three pictures, can you differentiate between the 1, 3 and 2? How are they different?
मैम 1 और 3 रोबोट है और सेकंड मैन है, इसलिए डिफरेंस है, एक मैन और 2 रोबोट्स.
Yes, very good. And if we talk in terms of AI, what is the difference? First and third are using artificial intelligence, and second one is using human intelligence. Is it so? So second one is using human intelligence, and first and third are using machine learning process through which they are intelligent now enough to play or do the activity. Fourth one, this machine is doing? It's a robot. What it is doing? Yeah, it's a Rubik cube solver. Okay, so humans, what they do? They just keep on checking, how we play. We just try to make the combinations. Okay. Similarly, this machine has been fed with data of how to solve the moves, and it can solve the cube. Okay, the fifth one. Very famous.
Ma'am, Sophia robot, ma'am.
Yeah, Sophia humanoid. So why we are saying it humanoid? Because it looks like human, although it is robot. Okay, and when we talk about humanoid, means it's a robot which uses artificial intelligence to respond to the activities and do tasks.
Ma'am, okay. Its name is Sophia.
Yeah. Her name is Sophia. They have given it a female version. Okay. Sixth one. What is the sixth one showing?
Automatic car. Automatic car.
Yes, automatic car. You can see creating the images. It is capturing the images, and on the basis of it, it's a humanless car. Without human intervention, it is just driving. So it's a smart car which is working on its own. So many companies like Tesla, they are working on it, although it's not out for driving and all. They are still in the phase of making it and making it more efficient, because so many lives are at risk if the car is there on the road, right? Okay. So do you get an idea of what are the things which are using AI? I hope you are, right? So let's. Okay. So what are the places you want to deploy machines which can help us, and which are required nowadays, which can use AI and perform the task for us? Best example, we are in pandemic. If we have nurses and doctors who can work 24 hours without catching the virus, how it will be? It will be good for us, right? But we don't have such nurses. So if we have a robot which can work 24 hours for us, so it will be so much help to the patients. But nowadays we don't have it. So nurses, they are working in so hard conditions, right? They have to wear PPE kits, then they have to wear that mask, shield, everything, and they have to work in such a condition that they themselves are afraid that they can catch the virus, right? So that's a big problem. So we want our machines to be intelligent to do our difficult tasks where humans feel it difficult to do, right? So in rail, so many places are like if we can see, railway tracks are there. So if there is a crack in the railway track, a major accident can happen. So we can use AI enabled machines which can check the whole track and then can detect and then can fix it, right? Similarly, potholes repairs. Similarly, if we can think of places where so many people nowadays, they sleep without even having one meal a day, so we can prevent food wastage. Also at places where we have so much of traffic, and the traffic policemen, they have to keep standing in such a warm condition, bad condition. So if we have a traffic control system which can act like humans, so we can deploy them over there. Also at places like waste segregation, it's a big issue these days. Waste, we don't segregate waste, and then when that kachra man comes up, they take all the waste and then they segregate it, so that one part is decomposable, another section which need to be either we recycle it or we dump it. So the people, those people which work in that condition, they get infections, they get diseases, so many diseases. Why? Because they are working in such a bad condition, right? So if we have machines which can do the waste segregation for us, they won't get any infection. Machine don't get any infection, right? Similarly, in Chennai, college students, they have made a machine which can go inside the potholes and can take out the thing that is stuck and is choking the drains. Okay, so all those things, all those places where we feel we as a humans have some problems because conditions are not good for working, there we can deploy machines which are AI enabled and can perform the task the way we perform it. Okay, I hope that this point is clear to all of you. Okay, so pollution control, another example, waste, this all we have covered. Okay, so now we'll now when we say AI, so you must have seen AI at in your sci-fi movies also, Star Wars movies. You must have seen that, right? At many places, huh? So all the concepts again come back to the same thing. That is, AI is data driven. Means we are putting it or giving it data, and it is responding or behaving on the basis of that data. So when we say how our machine will respond, it all depends upon the kind of data we are providing it. Huh? If we are providing it with good data, it will respond in a good manner. Means let's say in an ocean, we'll be doing an ocean activity. In an ocean, if we deploy a robot which can segregate waste and fishes, so if we see fishes and we still say no, it's not a fish, it's a waste, so it will take that into waste category. Okay, so we need to focus on how what kind of data we are providing it. That's very important. Okay, so we'll be going on to I'll be sharing the link, and we'll be doing this activity together. All of you have to do the activity along with me. I'll put this link on the chat, and you have to open it up, and then we'll start. Okay, so I'll tell you a few things about this. It's an activity, or we are training our robot, okay, which is a robot which has to categorize between waste, ocean waste, and fishes. Why we are thinking of this ocean waste thing? Because so many fishes, so many sea animals, they are just dying because of this. Sometimes they get polythenes choked in their throat or in their nostrils, or in their fins, so they can't even breathe. So if there is a machine, a robot which we can deploy into the ocean, it will take out and categorize the waste and will take it out of the sea, and then animals will be happy, right? So we'll be training a robot. I'll put this thing on chat. Okay, so that's the page. Let's see. I am putting it on chat. Just open it up, and everyone in the meeting. Okay. All of you have got it. Open it on. It will open up on browser. Just click on the link. And this page will come up, right? So once this page is there, just click on try now. Okay. So we'll go on to this second one. So what we are doing with this is our robot, AI enabled robot, and we'll train it, and we'll train it quite fast. So let me minimize this thing, and then we'll start, right? So we'll continue with this. So it says you have to identify it's a fish or a garbage. Okay, so I'll say continue. Let's meet AI, and then again continue. So we will train it according to our knowledge, right? Label a fish or a non-fish. Okay, so that's not a fish. Okay, that's a fish, not a fish, fish, not a fish. 17 billion pounds of plastic enter the ocean everywhere. So bad, na? Okay. So fish, fish, smiley fish, not a fish, not a fish, not a fish, not a fish. Fish, fish, fish. Again, not a fish. Okay. So again, not a fish, not a fish, not a fish, 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 not a fish. At least we'll train it with 50. See, over here number is coming up, right? Keep doing along with me. Okay, let make it 90, or it depends upon your choice, but let's, for the first time, we'll do it little more. Okay, so let's say continue. So we'll see how our machine is working. We trained it with data. So we told which are fish, which looks like fish, and which doesn't look like fish. Okay, so let's see whether it works properly or not. It will. Okay, let's go. See, it is dropping all the objects which are not fish, which we have trained. So we are telling which objects. Okay, so it is creating error. See, that shows the data has been fed is less, because at some places it is identifying. See, it is identifying apple as fish, although it is not. See, so see, on the basis of training, still it is identifying this fork and this apple as fish, although it is not. So what we'll do, we'll train it more. So let's train it more so that we should make it correct. Not a fish, not a fish, not a fish, fish, not a fish. This one was getting wrong, na? Fish, not a fish, 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 again, not a fish, not a fish, not a fish, not, and then fish again, then not, then fish again, then not, then not, then not, then fish again, then not, fish again, not, and fish again, not, fish again, fish again, fish again, fish again. Okay, let's continue now again and run it. See, this time it threw the apple out in the waste section, right? But bottle, it is still saying that it belongs to C. Bottles, it is still saying that it belongs to the C, although it doesn't. So we'll train it more so that bottles should also come under category, because it is not giving we are not giving us data information about bottles. So this time we gave 2-3 more times we'll give it's not a fish, not a fish. That's the reason I was saying bad data and good data. If I say apple falls in the category of items which belong to the ocean, they will come under that category. Not a fish, not a fish. This means I need to train it more so that this bottle also should go away, because it doesn't belong to sea. So if we have such a robot, it will clean up the sea, right? So let's continue with it into the next one. So far we have trained AI to identify objects as either fish or not a fish. Okay, so let's run it again. What if this training data was used to decide what belonged in the bottle? So on basis of that, we can see this time. Let's see what happens. See, octopus it is not taking. Why? Can anyone answer me why octopus it is not taking as a creature of the sea? Any idea? See, we are training it with data and we are saying something, some similar images of the fishes we have put, but this octopus doesn't look like fish. It looks little different, right? So that's the reason it is categorizing it as as object which doesn't belong to the sea. Okay, right? All of you are trying it. Do the rest of it. Okay, so continue. While these sea creatures are not fish, they belong in the water, right? So we need to tell our machine that these belong to sea. Okay, so yes or no. This belongs to sea. No, belongs to sea. Seabirds, marine mammals, protecting seabirds and marine life is only one of the reason we are using this. Okay, so yes, yes, no, yes, no, no, yes, a big yes, no, yes. Continue. Yes, no, oh, yes, yes. What's this creature called?
Turtle.
Yes, sea turtle, right? What's this one?
Jellyfish.
Octopus.
No, it's a jellyfish. Octopus, these tentacles, na, these are thin. In octopus, they are whole arms. No. What is this? Looks like crab, but belongs to sea. Yeah. So we need to tell our machine, our AI robot, that it belongs to sea. So we'll click yes. This is a fork, doesn't belong. This is a seashell. Yes, it belongs. It has a creature inside it, right? So no. See, this is an octopus. So we are telling our AI enabled machine that segregate it into categories that belong to sea. That's a, tell me fast, what's this creature called?
Seahorse.
Very good. No, no, yes, a big yes, yes. Again no, then crab, then yes, yes, no, yes. So the more the data, the more intelligent your machine will be. Yes, 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 no, yes, 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 no, no, yes, yes. Yeah. So let's see how our machine behaves. Let's run it. Okay, it is accepting crab as the creature that belongs to the sea. Okay, octopus also. Very good. See how simple our work will be if we have such machines. They'll take out all the harmful things from the sea and help the sea creature. See, it is not recognizing jellyfish as, because it has not seen so many jellyfishes. Drop. Okay, let's continue with it and find out. So far so good. It is taking all the things which belong to sea, although it is not taking jellyfish. So let's continue with it and try to, we can train it more. You can train it more to make it more accurate. Okay, so let's go on to the other one, and that's a video. Okay, so let's go on the other activity, that is, okay, so what type of fish do you want to train AI to detect? So we can think of green, blue, red, circular, triangle, rectangle. So let's take triangular. So we are categorizing the fish again into categories. So let's take, we train it with, basically we are telling our machine which are triangular fishes. So let's start. So that's not a triangular. No, no,
No.
no,
No. Yes.
yes, yes, very good. No,
Yes.
yes,
Yes.
Yes. So we'll see whether our machine learns. So if I say this is a triangular, although it is circular, so every time if I tell my machine this circular thing as triangular, it will allow this thing as triangular. So basically what we are doing, if we give it good data, means we are giving it right information, it will behave in the right way. Okay, so we need to train it with right data. Not triangular, not triangular, not. Oh, I made a mistake. So if I make a mistake, it will be reflected in my output also, because machine will behave with whatever data I am giving it. Oops. Yeah, that's a triangular, 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 triangular. Not triangular. Triangular. No. Again. 2, 3 are coming together, right? Not triangular, triangular, not triangular, triangular. I can hear your voices also. You're learning it. Doing along with me. That's a triangular, that's a triangular. No. Okay, that's it. Let's make it 100 only and see how it is behaving. With your training data, you have programmed AI to recognize triangular fish. So let's see whether it identifies. Let's run it. Okay. So far, so good. 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 Although I made few mistakes, but in 100 I made, I think so, 2 or 3 mistakes, right? So machine will get to know that most of, see, it dropped the triangular blue one. Although it would have recognized. Why? So why that happened? Because I made a mistake. I must have said that this doesn't belong to triangular category. So far so good. So the more the data we train it with, the better the results we'll get. Okay. Anyone, any problem in this? Anyone is facing any problem? Everything is working fine? Good, cool. Okay, so now let's move on to the next level of this one, this activity. Now choose a new word to teach AI. So hungry, glitchy, happy, fierce, delicious, playful, wild, awesome, fast, endangered, spooky, fun, silly, angry. So all these words, they are related to some emotions, right? So it gets difficult for us, or it depends upon people's perception. Some will see someone's face as happy, and someone will see, no, he's too rude, he's too angry, he looks very angry. For someone, speed fast will be like too fast, and someone will feel it's too slow. All these emotions, all these things, they are dependent on the person's perception. So we need to check, and whenever we are dealing with something related to emotions, we need to be very cautious that we should train our machine in a way that it should take those emotions in a right manner. So if I see someone like this, right? So I'll say, oh, that's a smiley. If I say, so it's a sad emotion, right? So on basis of all these things, we need to, the focus is we should train it with the right data. If I feel someone looks like angry, but others cannot, others will say, no, it's normal, no problem with that person, he's not angry, right? So whenever there are something related to emotions or some particular looks, so then there is a problem. Okay, so let's try to train our machine on basis of all these words. So any word we can choose. So let's try with the happy one because we like happy faces, right? Okay. So you have to help me in this, right? Okay, so that's a happy face or sad? I think so, it's not happy. This one also doesn't look happy. This one also. This is too angry. This is spooky. I think so this one is happy or fears. Okay, not happy. Is it fair to use AI to judge a fish by its look? While AI might seem fair and neutral, its analysis comes from the training we provided. So again, it depends upon our training that this one looks like not happy to me. This one also. This one looks happy to me. This one also. This one looks shocked to me. This one spooky. Not happy. Not happy. This one looks like shocked. No. 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 Looks like happy little bit. This one also little bit happy. Not happy. Happy. No. No. Let's keep it in happy category. This one also, let's see, happy. Not happy. Not happy. This one is happy. Quite happy. Not happy. Not happy. Happy again. Blushing. So we usually blush when we are happy, right? So we'll categorize it in happy category. So that's look like happy. No. Happy. Oh, sorry. Not happy. Not happy. This one looks like happy. 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 Not happy. Not happy. Not happy. Shocked. No. No. So let's continue and see how AI is behaving in this. See, on basis of whatever data I have given, it is categorizing it into happy or not happy. So like we learn, machines also learn using the data. No, it is taking few as not happy, although they are. So see, over here, we trained our AI that what happy means, how a happy face will look like. Similarly, we can train it with other words also to make it learn. Similarly, you can ask if you have Alexa or you have Google Home, you can train them with your Hindi language also. So all these things, why we are using all these terms? These terms are little undefined. Happiness to some means something different. To happiness to some means something different. Kids get happy with a chocolate. Elders even don't get happy with a big box of chocolates, right? So happiness can be identified or categorized on the perception of the person. So these terms, they need the data that we are training. That data need to be very precise for our machine to behave in a proper way. That's why we are saying it should be an unbiased data, right? It should not be on the basis of just one person's perceptions. It should be general, right? Okay. So I hope you have learned few things along with me about AI. And one more point I want to mention, that the whole thing that AI, we are talking about AI and machine learning, the whole hero behind all this is data with which you are training your machine. Okay, so that's it. I hope you must have completed your activity, this activity which we were doing, the C1.
Yes, ma'am.